There are 5 potential fair reasons for dismissal, and redundancy is one of them. A redundancy is created when your employer needs to reduce the workforce for a number of reasons. Now this can include the business closing down or moving location, a reorganisation, a need to cut costs, or new machinery being introduced. If your employer is making less than 20 employees redundant, it is an individual consultation. If your employer is making 20 or more employees redundant within a 90-day period, it's a collective redundancy. Once you've been identified as being at risk of redundancy, if more than one person does your job, then there should be a pool of selection for the redundancy. This means that all the people who are doing the same job or a similar role are in a pool for potential redundancy. Once the correct pool has been identified, the employees at risk should be scored on a redundancy selection criteria. Now this could include things like attendance records, work performance, and relevant qualifications. Employers should always consult with you before making you redundant. The consultation must be meaningful with a view of finding you a way to keep you employed. The consultation will normally involve speaking to you directly about why you've been selected, looking at any alternatives to redundancy, and if this doesn't happen, your redundancy may be unfair dismissal. If your employer is making you redundant, they should try to offer you a suitable alternative employment within their organisation or an associated company. You may also have the right to time off for job hunting. If you've been working for your employer for over 2 years, you are entitled to statutory redundancy pay, and the calculation is often based on how long you've been continuously employed, your age, and your weekly pay up to a certain limit of £400. You should check your employment contract to see if your employer offers a more generous redundancy package. If your employer has not followed a consultation process, you may well have a claim for unfair dismissal. If your employer has followed the correct procedure, but you feel that you've been unfairly targeted for reasons associated with pregnancy and maternity leave, your age, disability, race, sexual orientation, religious beliefs, or trade union membership or activity, then your dismissal may also be unfair. Now, if you disagree with the redundancy in any way, you should first challenge this by way of an internal appeal. Please check out our YouTube video on advice for how to raise a letter of appeal. Alternatively, you should contact Your Employment Matters for advice and assistance.